it didn't happen overnight, right? So, I mean, let's be honest, I started my career when I was 5, and so I'm only, 25, so let's keep the numbers there. Um, I think it's something that starts with being somewhat of a dreamer or an entrepreneur or having the entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I wasn't satisfied just having the job, right? So like early on in my career, I went to work for a company that specialized in data aggregation for prostate cancer research. That was early 2000s. Like everything's relatively new in the space as far as doing things in web application format, right? So like you didn't walk into an event space or a tech pavilion and you go up to companies and ask them about their web applications, right? Like maybe they had a contact form or something of that nature, but that wasn't very popular back then. And one of the job role that I had at the time was I was responsible for user experience and overall information architecture design, the user experience from a design standpoint. And what I found out through a very quickly short period of time is I didn't enjoy doing things like form validation and trying to break things in a web application. What I enjoyed doing was, being able to identify how well does it run in different browsers, which back then, um, browsers were their own monsters, right? Like, Internet Explorer had, I think we were on like version 5 at the time was and 5.3 had just come out for Explorer. You had Netscape 4.7, you had Netscape 6, you had Netscape 7. Those were all out at the same time, and they were very different monsters. Firefox was in its early stages, and I finally sat down with our investors and the team and said, guys, we can't write a clean web application and expect it to work in more than one browser. Like we need to focus on one browser. And so that was the starting point of me having to do more than just behind the scenes tech work. And like I had to actually really engage with people. Like I was a people person, yeah. Like I liked being social and hanging out with friends, right? But this was different. This was walking into a room feeling very uncomfortable as I knew that the other people in the room were the experts. They were the ones that they were writing code, that kind of thing. Well, as the opportunity progressed, my role changed, and suddenly I was doing more of like, how do we do remote support to our the the organizations we supported all over the world. And this was back, so consider medical practice. I won't go into detail for the company, but independent medical practices all over the US and in parts of around the world where, at the time you didn't remote into somebody's computer. Like you memorized in your head, like, okay, they're on Windows 2000, Windows XP, fill in the blank. Now you know really how old I am. Um, and you would walk somebody through solving a problem without ever getting on their computer or being able to see the actual problem. And so it was a lot of phone conversations, being patient with someone who's extremely non-technical. And that's what got me going in this idea, like maybe I should do this as a standalone thing. And so that's how my journey really started to take off. I went and started my own consulting company.